Greetings, metalheads and hardcore kids. Welcome back to Metal to the Core, a podcast about metalcore, deathcore, hardcore, and so much more. I'm your host, Kevin to the Core, and here with me, back from his nice-ass cruise, long-ass cruise, chasing away the hurricane, or was it chasing you away? Flex and Felix.
Flex and Felix. I like that. I like it. Was it chasing me, or was the hurricane
chasing you?
Avoiding me? See, that's key different. The Weather Channel won't say that.
Yeah.
But
so how was it with the hurricane? And on the cruise?
The cruise was tits. It was amazing. But I got very tan. I'm very dark at the moment. And this is actually a very nice one. I think I'm gonna keep this year long.
And are you gonna get darker again this weekend?
Yeah. For those of you listening at home, I'm very dark right now, and then I'm gonna get even darker because we are going on a 3-day cruise to the Bahamas.
Mr. Worldwide.
Wow, dale. So yeah, Kevin and I will be coming to you live from Nassau, Bahamas next week.
Live in the eye of the storm.
In the eye of the storm. Reporting better than those fuckheads in the Weather Channel. But yeah, no, the cruise is fine, man. And while we were there, we were on board. You had texted me, "Hey, be careful! There's a fucking storm." We had no idea because the captain was so good with this maneuvering that it was just clear skies the whole time.
That's awesome.
When we got back, however, it was a very different story.
Everyone losing their minds.
Yeah, everyone was freaking out. But yeah, I'm glad that I had.
And I never did anything. I didn't get plywood. I didn't get shutters. I didn't get fucking water crazy, whatever.
Yeah, just a Paja and a prayer. Paja and a prayer.
I really hope there were some Spanish listeners that understood that.
I doubt it, but you know what? For those of you listening, non-Spanish speakers, Paja means
fap.
A fap. A quick fap and a prayer.
A quick nut.
Quick nut. Just a quick one because the hurricane's coming.
Oh my God.
Dorian's coming for you.
All right, so I want to thank our boy C-Rob, Charlie Robbins, for the bumper music this episode. The song is called Spicy off his EP called Colorado?
I'm not sure. Colorado. That kind of sounds like he's trying to say Colorado.
Right?
Coloratura? We're the worst when it comes to pronouncing these things. But then we're the best at commentary.
He's probably bunch of damn spics trying to say my...
It's Paja. What does Paja mean? You can say Paja. Can't say Coloratura.
So I'm a little confused with our boy C-Rob here because it's under the artists Sincato and Charlie Robbins.
What?
Is that how you see it on Spotify?
That's how I see it on Spotify. So is that C-Rob? If you're listening, drop us a comment. Is this your stage name, Sincato?
Right, Sincato, or is it and Sincato someone else?
Or maybe so we should give a shout out to Sincato as well. We're open.
So when I reached out to him to ask him if it was cool for us to use Spicy as bumper music, he gave me this, and he's like, "This is my side project, Sincato." So I was like, "Okay," I thought it was gonna be under just that banner,
gotcha.
Not and Charlie Robbins.
Well, hey, C-Rob, if you're listening, I know you're a friend of the podcast. Let us know so we can correct that and have it forward.
Yeah. And we don't have much more to add because it is that same song that it was your pick.
Yeah, it was my pick a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I stand by my words.
Other than it's just sexy, spick music.
Yeah,
that intro is.
The intro, and it has some jugs in the middle, but it's just very moving.
Yeah, it's wankery at its finest, doodling, if you will.
Yeah, it's very Paja.
Yeah, and I like it a lot, man. I repeat it. Most of the best part of these last 2 weeks, of course, in preparation for the episode, but also just I just really fucking enjoyed it. Yeah. So when I would listen to the playlist, I would start with Spicy, and then I would listen to the other songs on the EP, Coco, and another song called "Look, I'm Dancing."
Yeah.
But Felix and I both thought that Spicy was just the better one to use as bumper music, the one that we're familiar with the most, and that we could talk these about. But both Coco and Look, I'm Dancing were also really good add-ons to the CP. What do you think of them before we move on?
No, I thought it was great. I have not too much to add. I thought it was amazing.
So what else we do here on Metal to the Core? We review shit, talk shit, as you just saw, heard us talk shit. We will move on to our picks of the week of something heavy, something soft, and something random before we get into, of course, our review of the fucking album that everyone's talking about and their mother. We will be reviewing Tool, Fear Inoculum.
Yep.
But first, our picks. I always start with Felix. Again, it's heavy, soft, random, and our heavy choice is our chugs of choice of the week. So Felix, you have to start off with what was your chugs of choice of, I wouldn't even say this week, or just like this like almost awkward 2.5 weeks. 3 weeks for you.
Exactly. It's been a little
actually, by the way, did you finish the episode that was not with you, and it was actually with George the Giant and Vicious Vinny? I
didn't. Damn. I know I'm falling behind, but the only one thing I would say is that I prefer Gorgeous George instead of George the Giant, and that's my only. I know he called me on the show. Yes, my hot take. I know you told me he called me on the show. I haven't gone around
multiple times.
God, fucking George, man.
You need to hear.
I need to hear it. But yeah, my pick this week
for your chugs,
for my chug of choice is going to be from this band called Derange, and their single is called Higher. Now, I've never heard of this band before, Kevin. This was suggested to you. Suggested by you, so I gave it a chance, and I was so I'm so glad that I gave it a chance. First, I've grown and matured in being more into female fronted bands.
Yeah,
there was like a little bit of a thing for me. Like I wasn't too sure how to handle it early on with metal, and especially when it gets to a little more sophisticated type of metal. But now I listen to different bands that are female fronted, and I really enjoy it. With this, however,
like the one that Mike suggested.
That has that song Perennial. I'm sorry, I can't remember it right now, but I really dug that band. But when I first heard this band Derange, and I was so into their single Higher, and which I'll get into in a second, that I looked into and I listened to a lot of the top songs, and I was really impressed.
Nice.
A lot, and you know this from the years of listening to music together. I love Protest a Hero a lot. I put them in a very high pedestal. There are very few bands that sound very close to the greatness of Protest, like how complex and just smooth everything runs at the same time.
Technical, but yet
melodic, but yet
well organized.
Exactly. Now this goes a little less on the crazy mathcore side, but
it has its moments.
It has its moments, and the moments I appreciated. With the song Higher, I didn't care that it was a female fronted band or not. That's my hot take. It made no difference to me. The song was so good. The band was amazing that it made me just feel really in the song just from the get go. The chugs are disgusting.
Yeah, it feels epic,
and they're really, really strong and well produced. That it just reminds me of the very last Protest album, because they were kind of going more studio-ish or whatever with forgot their last album, the one with the shark. Was it Ragged Tooth?
Maybe.
I think it was Ragged Tooth.
I just remember not being fond of the production on it.
I didn't love it, but I did appreciate how the band was starting to be more structured, and then with Deranged, I really like the fact that, the band is well structured and it's really just overall good. Female fronted or not, it was amazing.
Yeah.
There were times that I didn't think some screams belonged, only because I can tell that the singer was making an effort to hit lows that were just not in her reach.
Yes.
But I like where the band was going. I like where they wanted to place those deep vocals. My only suggestion would be to help. There's no shame in having, either some background vocals or a guitarist or a bassist just dive in there and hit something a little lower than you can. It was amazing. I loved it. I wouldn't change much of it, but the only thing that I would think I would want to change would be to go with that, vibe. Mm-hmm. It needs to be a little lower. The highs are fantastic. The chorus was fantastic. Everything was great. It was a little repetitive towards the end.
Yeah.
It didn't have to drag out that long. But overall, I loved it, and I thought that was great. Kevin, I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
All your pros, I agree 100%. Catchy ass chorus.
Yeah.
The clean singing is amazing, and I like the sweeping epicness scale that the song has and whatnot. But then all the cons that you're saying are, to me, what really bother me the most.
Yeah.
To the point of, man, like how you said, like predictability, those lows just not doing it for me. So to me, all the cons, like you said, all the disadvantages, to me, really boggle down the song for me, whatever. Yeah. And like, I don't know what it is about, like, I can't even say that, like, oh, I'm sexist and I don't like female singers, because there's plenty of female fronted singers bands that I do like Rollo Tomasi. Was that? Yeah, Rollo Tomasi. Yeah, Rollo Tomasi, Sharptooth. Hell, I'm even okay with some Ginger songs. Yeah, but there's others, of course, that are not coming to my head.
You like I Wrestled the Bear once?
Right, I did like their older stuff that was, of course, much more mathcore and whatnot. So I dig female singers that can do clean singing and do screams, and it's dope that that's her range in this band, the range on the song Higher specifically. So, but besides that, all those cool things is, man, all those bad things that you said, like, to me, they really boggled on the song for me. So to the point of, like, I had to keep skipping it, but then when you said that was your pick, I was like, all right, fuck, I need to listen to it so I can get a better, well-rounded opinion on it. And yeah, to me, it was like, it's good, but it just didn't work for me.
Yeah, not at the part. That's fine. Again, that was a Derange single Higher. Kevin, what are your chugs of choice for this week?
So my chug of choice, and it's a band that I've chosen. God damn it, I'm all over the place. I've chosen before as a chug of choice. It's the new single by Fit for an Autopsy. I believe it's the title track off the new upcoming album. I think it comes out in November. The Sea of Tragic Beasts. This fucking song kicks so much ass, and it's funny how I think it's just similar to the first one, where the first one starts heavy and fast, and then it's mid-paced throughout the song. This song is mid-paced throughout the song, and then when it gets heavy, it's different. Mm-hmm. And what it does differently also than the first single is it incorporates very strange clean singing. And then I've thought of you, Felix, because of like your gripes of like bands like Era and stuff like that. The clean singing here, it's not overly high-pitched.
It's almost hidden, isn't
it? And no. You'll hear it more, especially in the second half of the song. During the clean singing, the music goes faster, so it actually gets faster paced, and it kind of adds this like almost like bouncy feel to this song that's mostly mid-paced and heavy. And again, like I think I've said it multiple times on the podcast, I'm not a fan of slow and heavy. I like my shit fast and crazy. I'm a fan of mathcore, grindcore, and all that crazy technical crap. But this song just does it for me, man. And when those cleans kick in, that it's not too high pitch, and it does this cool like fast paced like almost gallop. Like it reminds me of like a Monomarth, like as if like you're on a horse galloping. It gets to this like really cool fast pace that makes me want to run.
Yeah.
So this song, I can't get enough of this song. When I go to the gym, I start my gym playlist with this song. With again, it's Fit for an Autopsy's new single, "The Sea of Tragic Beasts." Felix, now that you're listening to it, what are you thinking of it?
First of all, the name is so fucking badass.
Yeah.
It's so like, holy shit, you don't know what you're getting into. I loved it. I loved every part of it. Yeah. I do see what you mean.
I'm glad. I've been scared since the first single if you were going to be into them or not.
I'm surprising you with the stuff that I'm starting to get into.
And I love your hot take from the first single of like, this is what you wish Diara would do.
Yeah, because I see this as more of I see this as a direction that will work so long as you keep people entertained. And at the end, that's your end result. You want to keep people entertained and liking your music. I like the fact that they don't have to be so brutal for the whole, how long is the song?
3 minutes.
Almost 4 minutes. You don't have to be so in your face all the time. And that really shows showmanship. It shows musicianship and like overall composure of a really good and talented band.
Most definitely.
That's my hot take is I loved it. I want to hear more of it. I can't wait for the new album.
Hopefully we get to review it.
Hopefully, yeah.
Because, man, like from these singles, I could already tell Fit for an Autopsy has matured as musicians themselves, their sound, but thankfully not alienated their fans.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, whatever is their muse, whatever is inspiring them to do something different, but still keep the same sound and move it forward, dude, keep doing that. That is so good.
It's probably acid. It's probably acid or some kind of, psychedelic. But please keep doing it.
Yeah.
Because it's so good.
Fuck yeah. So I can't wait for that album. Again, their single is The Sea of Tragic Beasts off their upcoming album of the same title, Fit for an Autopsy. Hopefully it comes out, I believe, November, and hopefully we review it. So now we're going to move on to a melody at the moment. Felix, what was your pick for your melody at the moment?
So this week, and again, we have a lot going on, and I've been kind of gone for 3 weeks. So I looked into this artist. I believe it's one person. His name is Jacob. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, man. Zateki, maybe? Zateki. He has a song, or they have a song.
No, it's him.
It's him? Okay, cool. It's a dude.
It's a dude. So yeah, and the video, and his other songs and other videos, it's just him playing.
Okay, cool. Well, let me tell you something. The song is called Sunflower. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is a little slow. But I wanted to be kind of along for the ride. The music video was very entertaining because it was dimly lit and it was very like easy on the eyes. So, I had it on as background music, and then up until I want to say like minute 130, that I started getting to kind of like Polyphia style. I was like, oh shit, this is good.
It's funny you say that because I thought from the beginning, I'm like, why does it sound like Pliny? The other group that tends to get associated and tour with Polyphia.
Right.
Pliny is always these like strange nature sounds and with like guitar plucking. Mm. So he or they, that's another one I actually don't know if it's a group or one singular soloist. But then with this song Sunflower of Jacob Zateki, I like how it starts with this like Asian vibe.
Yeah, very Asian.
Like 2 minutes of it.
Yeah.
And then like that guitar solo kicks in, but it's not like a wankery, noodly
it
solo.
All blends in very Yvette Young style.
Yes.
Just like perfect. Oh, I can smell like the cherry blossom trees,
right,
from just listening to this song.
Yeah, there's something about it that evokes nature. Besides the title.
And I think it was a combination of the music video and how the song just kind of progressed to get like a little, I wouldn't say heavier, but just a little bit more like groovy. It goes from like just guitar plugging to very ambiotic or whatever, to just groovy, and like you kind of flow with it towards the end, and it just kind of leaves you like hanging a little bit, like, hey, this really happened, but
as if you're floating.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, like you're like, oh shit, this is cool.
That's cool.
And then boom, back to reality. Got to pay your mortgage.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad we both dug this song.
Oh fuck yeah, man.
When I heard it, the first thing is like, I need to share this with you. But then it was the week you were gone.
Right.
So I was like, whatever. I'll put in the doc that we shared for the show, and most likely I'm like, I'll let you know of like, hey, like maybe this might be your pick. And if you don't, and I already knew if you didn't pick it, I was
you were gonna take that shit. Yep.
Yeah, because it's great, man. It's I don't think we even described it. It's an instrumental.
Right, that's right. Shit,
it's just an instrumental song. It's just guitars, maybe a bit of percussions, some synth here and there, but it's mostly to give it this cool Asian vibe. Mm-hmm. But overall, it's exactly that. Like it sounds like you're floating.
Yeah.
Like there's really no other way I could describe this song "Sunflower" by Jacob Zateki. I hope this becomes like another ongoing one, kind of like
Dr. C-Rob.
Yeah, like C-Rob.
He's a doctor now. I upgraded him to PhD. That's how much of a badass he is with guitar.
C-Rob.
Nice doctor. Next week you'll be C-Rob Esquire.
Oh god.
You'll never know, man. You gotta stay tuned, C-Rob. So that takes us. I mean, that's so what do you have, Kevin? I know that you like the melody at the moment. You always keep me on my toes with the melody at the moment. What do you have this week?
So to have kept you on your toes, and it's really funny because it's a band we shitted on not long ago after certain singles, and of course after almost every release, that's kind of like our process, or mainly mine. I give every new release a try, whether I've heard of it or not. Of course, I prioritize bands that I care about and heard about. So, of course, I dove into this Wage War album.
At first.
The new album, Pressure, knowing what I was getting myself into, which is you and I, we've talked enough of like 3 singles of theirs, I think. And we were underwhelmed after the first one. After the first one, we were like, okay, cool. It's Wage War that we know and love, but what more?
Florida core.
Right. Florida core, very melodic, but heavy when they need to be, very formulaic. It's the most formulaic, melodic metalcore, but that works.
Right.
It's really done very well. the album Pressure comes out, and I'm like, okay, after those last couple of singles that were really melodic, very clean singing heavy, I already know what I'm getting myself into. I might not like it. I went into it, and I was somehow, after my first listen, I was blown away with how well balanced this album was. Where, yes, there are songs that are blatantly popular, are blatantly clean singing, are blatantly trying to go for a newer audience, a broader audience, broaden their horizons, if you will. But then other songs is just screaming, just chugs, just metalcore in your face. And then other songs blended the two with some kind of balancing act. And I was like, holy shit. And I was like, did they figure it out? I was like, did they figure out not only their formula, but the formula that would work for a broader audience, whether you're a fan or not? You just listen to this album, you become a Wage War fan because it's their formulaic heaviness, fast to mid pace stuff, bridge, soaring, sweeping, clean sung chorus, back to chugginess, heavy breakdown, bridge, clean vocals, fade out, and it's like that tends to be they play with that structure, but that tends to be the end all be all Wage War formula.
Yeah.
And they play with it and they do it really fucking well. And I can't stress enough. This is to me the definitive Wage War album now. Songs like Ghost stick out. That was not a single, and I don't know why. Ghost is fucking awesome, man. To me, this is the balancing act that they should have done in other singles instead of, I think, Prison. I think
Prison was the one that we should have done.
And then Me Against Myself. That's only clean singing. And it's funny. It works within the album because of, I know it's stupid. I'm saying in the way it's played when I've already said on the show, I shuffle everything and I'm a fucking madman for it. Whatever.
Right.
Fuck you. It's 2019. Track listing patterns doesn't matter anymore. But Me Against Myself and like Prison, they make sense within the album because they are cushioned by really heavy fucking songs or other songs that balance it out way better. Yeah. So it's my melody at the moment because of the balancing act that they do with the chugs. But these sweepy melodies, to me, is really my takeaway from the album, which is funny because that's what we were shitting on not too long ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know if you've gotten around to checking out more of the album, Felix, but what have been your thoughts, at least as of now, listening to it?
I don't want to. It's almost unfair to me to critique it too much since I haven't done that in depth, top to bottom. Listen to the album. I have heard songs. After we shit on it, I have tried to get into other songs. I do agree that Ghost should have been the hit, if you ask me. But they fucking didn't ask me, so now look where they're at now. What I will say, though, is on a personal note. Now, do I think this is good? Let me backtrack. Do I think this is good? Absolutely.
Yeah. Production is phenomenal.
It's fantastic.
This is the best sounding they've ever been.
In my personal opinion, it almost breaks the mold on the Wage War. Like I see this. I like sports a lot. I see this as their, Wage War was just on the bench with a number of metalcore bands in front of them, and they're just moving up slowly. They're moving up on the bench line. So maybe they were fourth string, moving at the third string. I think this brings them into a solid second string.
Mm-hmm.
Now for the amount of time they've been on the circuit, the albums and all that stuff, should they be first? Yes and no. It doesn't always have to be from A to B a quick turnaround,
right.
But what I will say is that this album, for common listeners of metalcore, will definitely bring them up a step higher than they ever were.
They should be the first band to get that call to be the opener for a big headliner.
Exactly. And I think that's my point. They might have, before this album, might have not been seen as a band that could support a huge artist,
mm-hmm.
or they might not be seen as a band that will have their own tour just for them.
Well, major tour, because I've seen them on an Easter leg tour.
Right. No. I mean like on a national level or even international. Have them be the base of the tour.
Yeah, they're not there yet.
I wouldn't think they were even close. I think this album just brings them one step closer.
Yes.
They're doing a lot of things, like you said, that they're going to win a lot of fans. I'm very curious to see what the Twitter birds are chirping about songs like "Me Against Myself" because we didn't like it,
right?
But a lot of people that loved the "Bring Me the Horizon" song album, and they loved all these new little techie yet bouncy yet melodic type of songs. They're gonna catch on to that,
right?
And what's good is that this is going to create a new generation of metalcore fans.
Yes.
Because a lot of people are going to bring their girlfriend. The girlfriend's going to bring their brother. And it's like, oh, this is an easygoing band. And then that's how A Day to Remember started.
Yeah.
A Day to Remember just kind of dropped the bombshell on a lot of people. And people that you would have never thought liked rock and now love Devil Wears Prada.
Right, because it was the pop punk fans
exactly.
and then the hardcore fans.
They kind of just come together in one venue. So I think this might, I'm calling it here first, this might help kind of break that bridge or mend that bridge and get more people into shows that you wouldn't normally see for Wage War. But I loved it for what I've heard.
Right.
Will I love everything else? I'm not sure. From a personal point, which I wanted to say, I don't like this. I don't like this because I'm starting to...
It's good, but not for you.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. Let me just say it's really good. I loved everything about it production-wise. For me personally, it's too formulaic. And I've had that problem with Wage War almost from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's to me, and I hate to fucking bring them up again, but it's just almost another era. Not as bad in their repetitiveness, but it's almost too predictable. This one actually has thrown me for a bit of a loop because I wouldn't have thought that they would go so poppy in some areas. But, Wage War,
to me, I think that's my gripe. My gripe is still the clean vocals where I think he goes too high. It sounds too poppy.
You don't have to.
The music, I like that the music changes for him, but at the same time, to me, that's a huge disadvantage. The music is changing for you.
Right.
Because since you're so high, they can't stay chuggy and low and heavy.
It'll be awkward.
Right.
Now, it'll be awkward until some fucking band, maybe even listening to this podcast, finds out a way to make that work.
Right.
But until then, that really high pitch and just the nasty chugs, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work because I'm sure people have tried and it sounds off. But I'm right there with you. It doesn't have to be that poppy. They have potential to do a lot of things.
Yes.
That's another really important thing to say about Wage War. I don't want to spend too much time on them, but they have a lot of potential to go whatever route they want. That they're choosing this route against all the others, probably a strategic move.
I like the structure and the way they handpick the songs for the album. You have your chuggy one, you have your ballad, you have like 2 or 3 that do that tightrope walk of the balance of chugginess and heaviness. But they also have the bouncy one. They have the radio friendly one. They have the one that, hey, if you're a nu metal fan, we have this like kind of almost like scream rappy one in the beginning, and then look, this is who we really are, and it throws you for a loop. So it's kind of cool that it has one or a certain sound for everyone that's a fan of a certain sound. And exactly what you're saying is like this album could be the one to make new metalcore fans.
Yeah,
which is cool. Which is, to me, I'm always going to be a fan of that, to get any new people involved into the genre, and I'm always going to care about that. But yeah, like you said, let's not stay too long on that album. We are not album reviewing that album, but this was like our own little mini review of Pressure, the album by Wage War. So now we're going to move on to the last category before we review Tool. The last category is wild cards, something random that whatever the fuck we decide to choose. So Felix, tell me what was your wild card?
So my wild card this week was Highly Suspect. And now for those who
what'd you choose?
A song called Upper Drugs. Now before I don't want to say Upper Drugs because it sounds cheesy as hell, but I wanted to give some insight to the band. I have personally been.
So your pick is Highly Suspect, or that's the band?
Fuck you, Kurt. My pick is Upper Drugs from Highly Suspect, the band. And that's exactly why I wanted to give insight, because a lot of people don't know about Highly Suspect, especially in the medical world, because everyone's like, who are these? Who are these people? It's such different rock.
It's like stoner rock?
Yeah, it's very alternative, progressive, almost has a hint of grunge.
Yes.
It's very weird, but I like them the same reason why I like... what's this other band that...
To me, it gives me vibes of Queens of the Stone Age.
Really?
Yeah, and I love Queens of the Stone Age.
I mean, well, that's good. I started listening to Highly Suspect the same time I started listening to He Is Legend.
That's funny.
I know they're weird, and I know they're a little different. I put them in the same kind of pot because they're, no matter how heavy or soft they go, it's still gonna be rock. It's not gonna be mathcore, deathcore, any kind of core, hardcore, nothing. It's gonna be alternative rock. Is that good or bad? I don't fucking know. Marketing wise, it's amazing for them because they can go to any radio station, across the U.S. and play. So I've been listening to Highly Suspect for a really, really, really long time. Now, for this song Upper Drugs, this comes from their. I think they're gonna have an album called 16 or MCID. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't read too much.
I don't get it either.
But the song is called Upper Drugs. The reason why I had this as my wild card is because one, He Is Legend is coming back. Highly Suspect is coming back. Their last album was 2016, and it was boy. Exactly, it was The Boy Who Died Wolf, and I love that album. Not as much as Mr. Asylum, but I love The Boy Who Died Wolf. So them coming back to me is a huge thing because I love the way they sound. And I think they're an amazing band. They're very stonerish. It's a 3-piece band,
It sounds
can't
simple.
act.
It sounds nice,
it's very
and
simple, but there's a lot of dynamic between the way they handle things, which I really appreciate. The song Upper Drugs is not for everyone.
Okay,
it's weird.
I see what you mean.
It's slow. It's kind of like a ballad from He Is Legend. Do you see kind of now why I like?
Yeah, it sounds like it sounds like stoner rock ballad because he does go a little high. It does get a little melodic. The chorus is a little catchy. Mm-hmm. So I see what you mean.
Yeah, but what I do appreciate though is that all of the melodies for almost all the songs, all the melodies are heavily distorted. Just like in alternative rock.
That guitar tone is so sick.
It's perfect. It's almost perfect. I have very little gripes other than it's very slow and soft. But that's the point of the song. The point of the song is supposed to be very chill. And I think this is supposed to be the kind of the tune of the album a little bit. Like I think it's going to be a little slower than other albums that they've had. Do I want that? Not really. And I would encourage people to listen to the song that they have from the very first album called Mr. Asylum. I would encourage people to listen to that song just so you know how good the band can really be.
Okay.
That was really like how that alternative / grunge / stoner rock can really just progress and be kind of core-ish, but not really. And it's I know it's hard to explain, but
tippy-toe along that line.
Yeah, exactly. So I know Kevin.
I might want to check that out because I really enjoy Under Drugs.
Upper Drugs.
Upper Drugs. Jesus Christ.
You're on a different kind of drug, man.
Yeah.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like I said, it gives me vibes of Queens of the Stone Age, and I'm a big fan. I'm a big Queens of the Stone Age fan, and they're incredible fucking live.
No, they're amazing.
So listening to the song by Highly Suspect. Like I was saying, it gives me vibes of that. It gives me, stoner rock, which is super dope, which I dig. I think my only gripe I would say with it, because I don't want to praise it too much, because I agree 100% with what you said. My only gripe with it is it gets really jam rocky, and the song is so fucking long. It's 5 minutes.
There's no need for it.
Yeah, exactly. There is no need for it, because especially the way it starts and the way it progresses, it's okay, cool. We're gonna end soon. And then it gets into this a whole other minute and a half tyrant of jam rock.
Yeah.
And I'm oh, that's weird. It kind of came out of nowhere. I like how it evolved to it, but at the same time, I'm just I still didn't want that from my kind of stoner rockiness.
Right.
I wanted a cool radio friendly, radio hit of stoner rock, but instead it just devolved into this jam rock thing. I'm that's weird. I don't hate it for that. I just think it just came out of left field.
But you know what's weird, though? They don't do that.
Okay, good.
They never do that.
Cool.
So it could be that they're trying something different. But what I really think it is that they haven't released an album since 2016. So it could be, hey, we're here, you have a little bit more time to, enjoy our music or enjoy a hit. This is kind of what the album's to come, maybe a movie trailer. It could be that.
Okay.
That might be a stretch, but I certainly don't want all the songs for their new album to sound like this.
Agreed.
Because most of the songs, I just pulled up My Name Is Human. That's 4 minutes. And My Name Is Human is pretty complicated because it has a different avenues that it goes to.
Okay.
So they don't usually do that, but maybe they're trying something different. Maybe they're trying to pull a tool. We'll never know.
Oh god.
So Kevin, what's your wild card?
So my wild card, which I always tend to save for like either instrumental or mathcore. Once again, this week I went with mathcore, and it's this band called Sleep Sculptor.
Oh,
Sculptor. I thought it was Sculpture. Yeah, Sculptor. The song is called Artifice. This song fucking kicks you in the fucking face, and it's like so unapologetic about it. So I love the song. It's fucking heavy. It gets chuggy. I love the not the stop start. Oh my god, what's the word? The roundabout way that it approaches kind of like mathcore in the sense of, hey, we're not mathcore, and then like all of a sudden it's back in your face. I'm like, yeah, we are, and it's like to me it's so cool, and it's like mathcore with attitude.
yeah.
Well, not to say that mathcore isn't with attitude, because especially when you see a mathcore show, all the bands are like that. A lot of them, but this one seems very much like they're unapologetically saying, hey, we're not mathcore, but then here's our music that's just utterly fucking chaotic.
You know what it reminds me of? Most mathcore bands, and I mean this with all due respect, are kind of geeky.
Okay.
They kind of like Star Trek, and they're very like fanboys for the most part. That's like kind of like the thing, and you see it most of the time. This sounds like a mathcore band that works out and will punch you in the face because you knocked over his Harley.
Yes, that's the best way to describe it. It sounds like really beefy mathcore.
Oh my god, so beefy.
Yeah.
So beefy. So juicy.
It reminds me of damn, what's the band we've talked about before? Year the Knife. We've talked about Sanction.
Well, to be honest, it reminds me. I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of Every Time I Die with just a more almost like what's that band? That
as if the guitars are like tuned all the way down.
Yeah, like more, and already as it done. Every Time I Die is really pushing the scales on that type of music, because they're pretty big and in your face live.
They've been around for so fucking long.
Exactly, they're legends up on their tier. But I can't think of another band that reminds me of them, or I can't think of the name. But I love the second the intro faded out, and it just came in, I immediately get saved on my fucking. Oh my god, I eat that shit up. Bro.
Those vocals are fucking relentless, and it's so dope, man.
I love it. I want more of this.
Yeah,
and it sucks that this type of music
that makes me so happy, man. Yes, as a mathcore fan, I'm like, that makes me so happy.
You know what sucks about mathcore? People have to introduce it to you.
Yeah,
because you will never find it.
It's hard.
You will never.
It's hard, and then the funny thing of mathcore is that it's almost like metalcore, where you have the emo corner, you have the really melodic stuff, you have the really bro-y stuff. You get me? Like metalcore, almost onto itself, has become an all-spanning genre, like metal.
Right.
You get me? Mathcore, not many people know that. It also has its own corners. The really techie side, like how you said, the really nerdy Star Trek fans. The really chaotic stuff, like the noise core, chaotic core, as I've been coining that term for bands like Every Time I Die, The Chariot.
Well, the Callous Cowboys that we talked about.
Callous Cowboys, really fucking chaotic core.
Yeah.
And then this Sleep Sculptor, I put them in there, but I'd say they're like in that like beefier part of like very bro core.
Yeah.
But it's still mathcore, man. It's still all over. It's still all over the place. It's so in your face.
I love it.
It's what the good thing is, and it's such a bad thing about the name of like mathcore, is that a lot of bands, since they don't tend to have like good income, it's really bad quality. It's really low production. Sleep Sculptor, this song, Artifice, this song sounds good.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's not the best production, but it's the best sounding mathcore production since the Callous Cowboys.
Yeah.
And it's great.
I love it.
I love this fucking song.
I loved it. Everything about it, man.
I'm glad you dug it, man. That's awesome.
I'm telling you, the second the intro guitar faded out and they introduced the band, and it was just screaming and nonsense. And I saw in my head, I just saw plates flying, children screaming, flies being swatted.
Screaming, schools on fire.
Yeah, bro. You never know, man.
They remind me of I don't know if you remember the band Sick.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sick is great.
It reminds me of all of their heavier parts, like minus when Mikey does the clean vocals. So if you remove all of Mikey's clean vocals from Sick, and then like up the craziness ante, like to like 11, that's Sleep Sculptor.
Yeah, I see that.
And boy, I've seen Six Life, and that was amazing.
I can only fucking imagine.
All right, so that was our picks. That was, again, my last pick. My wild card was Artifice by Steve Sculptor. Check them out if you want. And, of course, Felix's picks, highly suspect. So now we're going to finally move on to the much-awaited review. And I've even heard people like they could not wait for our review. And I cannot wait to disappoint them.
And it's funny because it's a consensus.
Yeah. So I hope that it's not your fear inoculum that we don't descend on our opinions.
We're just going to talk in our culling voices over this chocolate chip trip.
What the fuck does that mean?
Of this mocking beat of this album, Fear Inoculum.
Jesus Christ. All right, so let's talk about this fucking album.
This album gave me pneumonia, man.
By Tool. So
Pneuma.
So, okay, I want to give pretense, of course, some pretext. It's been 13 fucking years.
Yes. A lot of you have kids that are 13 years.
The last album it's true, and it's true. Some people discover Tool through this album, which is mind-boggling to me. That if you're not a 13 or 14-year-old Taylor Swift fan, and you've never heard of Tool, I don't know where you've been, what rock you've lived under. Maybe you were from Iraq. I have no fucking clue.
Or maybe you were just born there and then brought back.
Right.
You never know.
Swimming in the Bahamas right now. Too soon.
Jesus.
Trying to be in.
Take it easy, Dorian.
It's been 2 weeks. We got to get all of our digs in.
That's it. 2 weeks is a cutoff point.
But yeah, so I think since Lateralis, I haven't cared for Tool. I liked 10,000 Days when it came out when you and I were, juniors or sophomore in high school?
We were 16. Yeah.
So sophomores,
probably.
So you and I were already friends in high school in sophomore year. 10,000 Days came out. It was like a 10 or 12 track fucking album with in reality only like 5 actual songs.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So a lot of people, especially Tool fans like you and I, that we've been fans since like Intolerance.
Oh yeah,
we remember albums like Enema. That's possibly
Undertow.
Older, of course. And then, of course, the album that skyrocketed them to a different stage of fame was Lateralis.
Absolutely.
And people dub Lateralis like that's the quintessential Tool sound.
Yes.
To a lot of people, because it became more widespread, was 10,000 Days. Jambai, The Pot, that's the one. That was a big one. Vicarious and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So after that, people started like, okay, let's go see Tool live. Tool blew up as a band.
And to their credit, they did a lot of shows.
Yes.
They did a lot of shows.
They did a lot of tours.
Yeah.
And I think I caught them once.
Did you? I've never seen
them. And it was great. I have to admit, it's life-changing to see them live. It's fucking amazing. And I wouldn't, I would never, dog on any of their performances, and it was really good. Especially to me as a drummer fan, seeing Danny Carey live drumming like that is fucking amazing. So after 10,000 Days, it's been 13 fucking years.
Yep.
A lot of fans have either died,
shit, bro,
or they've literally given up.
Yeah,
they've given up on any.
They're on to other things, man. It's 13 years. A lot happened.
Maynard Keenan is still like a part of other side stuff like Pussifer.
Well, A Perfect Circle they just released an album last year, which I love more than this fucking album. Imagine. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get so offensive right now.
It's sad, but you're right,
bro.
And you know what's even sadder? I still didn't like it that much.
But it's better.
Yeah.
By the way,
because at least it gave us songs.
Yeah, man, it gave me good songs. The album is called Eat the Elephant.
Yeah.
And it came out last year. I thought it was fantastic, and it brought everything that, A Perfect Circle was known for. If you would have told me, Felix, A Perfect Circle is going to come out with an album that's going to be better than the next Tool album, I would have punched you in your face, called you a bitch, until you never talk to me again.
The funny thing is there's not a lot of people around that might tell you that, because according to how even coworkers, friends of ours, and according to like music Twitter, this album is blowing up. It's number one right now.
It's number one over Taylor Swift. And I bet Taylor Swift is a fucking idiot for not thinking like, all right, cool. oh, my poppy songs are going to be better than a band that was in hiatus for 13 years that everyone loves and everyone wears their t-shirts without knowing one fucking song.
Right.
No, you dumb bitch. You didn't think for 1 second that a release date around the same time would be disaster? That's career suicide, man.
Well, I'm sure it wasn't her, but her marketing team.
It was her. It was her. She's a bitch and she knows it.
Told her marketing team to release it.
Shake It Off, right? Isn't that one of their songs? Shake It the fuck off.
You're asking the wrong fucking person.
Bullshit. I heard you listening to it.
Okay.
Fine.
But this album, Fear Inoculum by Tool, as you could tell from our disdain, we're not fans of it.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
And the worst part is like, and I see the appeal of other Tool fans, but what I'm really finding funny is other people that are really like hardcore, like they are dying on this, they're planting their flag on this hill and dying on this hill for this album are the new-ish Tool fans.
Absolutely.
Like, and I'm talking like the ones that got into them with 10,000 Days, with maybe even Lateralis if we're lucky.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
But the fans like you, right? There is nothing wrong with that. But the fans like you and I, that this 13-year-long wait was included on top of the somewhat disappointment of 10,000 Days, dude, we're like, come the fuck on, man.
Yeah.
And to make it worse, the album is like 10 or 12 tracks.
It's 10 songs, an hour and a half.
An hour and a half long. It's like they're making up for the loss of time of 13 years. So they gave us 13 years worth of singles on an album.
And I want to say, there's an hour and a half, maybe 30 minutes is filled with usable music.
Yes.
Just ambiance.
Dude.
And long intros, long outros.
Dude, every 2 or 3 songs, mind you, every 2 or 3 songs is like 20 fucking minutes. But every 2 or 3 songs, there's just interludes of nothing, of ambiance, of yells from like behind a door.
And
like, what is going on?
It drove me crazy specifically because that I like when a new album comes in, I like to hear it from beginning to end, not shuffling songs. I couldn't. I had to leave songs to see what else is out there because the album starts off with Fear Inoculum, which we already
knew, so I skipped
it. And then Numia,
I guess.
Whatever. That shit, I listened to it and I was just waiting for the action. And this song alone is like 11 minutes.
Yeah.
It's almost 12 minutes. So I'm there waiting and I'm like, nothing is happening. I'm leaving. I'm going to the next song. And then again with this, I think this one is an interlude, Tanani Contra Pierre, and then Invincible.
All the interludes,
which are another 12 minutes.
On my first listen, let me back up there. This album took me 5 tries to listen to the entire fucking thing. Dude, my first time, I could barely do 2 songs at a time. It took me forever to go through this fucking album. Dude,
I don't blame you, man.
And after like the 5th or 6th time of finally trying and then finally getting through the whole album one time, the following time, because again, we're going to talk about it on the show, and this was over a week ago, I deleted all the interludes. I could not fucking stand them because I was skipping them so often, and I would forget that they're interludes because I would think they're part of the fucking song that's meandering for fucking 8 to 10 minutes.
Exactly. You wouldn't know. How else would you know?
So again, like, we are Tool fans. We are fans of prog rock.
Absolutely.
You even said Protest the Hero. I mentioned fucking today, Fear for an Autopsy, who is slowly becoming like a proggy death metal band.
Contortionist. We fucking live and die by the Contortionist.
Exactly. I love Gojira. We both like Gojira.
Exactly. But they're BT Bam?
Right. BT Bam.
Come on, bro.
And and I'm a bigger fan of them than you are.
Yeah.
So I'm used to
we know what the fuck we're talking about.
Right.
Like, we get it.
We know 12 fucking minute songs.
But this isn't it, man.
This is fucking crazy, man. Every song is over 12 minutes, over 10 minutes. I think the shortest is 10 minutes. And the shortest 10-minute song is the single, the subtitle, Fear Inoculum. And to me, it's one of the most boring fucking tracks on it.
That brings me to the next point. There's nothing exciting about this album.
Yeah.
I can't put my finger on it, but there's just no song grabs at me. And I'm going to go really quick to the other songs, starting with 10,000 Days. You had Jambi and you had the
My
Pop.
favorite.
Those two were the hits.
Were already bangers.
I think, and they were bangers. And I'm pretty sure those two had music videos. So those were the hits. Done.
And Vicarious.
And Vicarious had
the first single from 10,000 Days was Vicarious.
And it was good. Give credit where credit's due. It was good. Now we're in Lateralis. We had Schism, of course. and I think Parabola.
Yeah.
Parabola was another hit.
Parabola didn't get a music video.
And then you have Enema.
My favorite.
Again, 46 and 2, Useful Idiot, Hooker with a Penis.
H.
All these. Enema, also the subtitle. Yeah. Amazing. And then you have the very first album, 93, Undertow. You have Sober, Prison Sex, and Undertow and Swap Song, and all these fucking amazing songs that you can clearly identify right off the bat. It's Tool, it's amazing, and you can sing along. I challenge you to tell me one song of this album that will make you feel even remotely close to that.
Right.
Because I can't even begin to tell you the names of these fucking things, let alone sit through one of these things to find a chorus. Because there is none. There is none. And it's not, and I understand that Tool doesn't have to give you a chorus if they don't want to, because they're fucking Tool. They can be weird with it, and I get it. But there's nothing that sticks with me.
And again, we're used to that.
Yeah.
We are the Tool fans.
Absolutely. But there's nothing that catches to me that makes me remember that song. It's all ambiance and it's all bass heavy, which you would think I love.
Right.
But it's just, there's no action. It's telling a joke without getting to the punchline. It's just like, two men walk into the bar and then so on and so forth. Nothing happens. It's the biggest soft off, of their career. And who's responsible for this? I don't know. I honestly wish this would have never happened, because I don't know how they're going to come back from this. One, this was already a meme in and of itself, and they should just roll out the memes and just let it go.
Dude, there was memes for a decade.
Yeah,
a decade of like
almost that was one of the first memes.
Oh, the skeleton waiting on the bench saying, waiting for the next Tool.
Exactly. Dude, leave it alone.
Yeah.
For you to produce this just feels to me like a couple of people got on the keyboard, and a couple of instruments and just ran through it. How can we make, not even money, how can we make some more talent, and that's it? I
literally feel like we were trolled. Like, look, I have to kind of explain it. We are the demographic for this album.
Exactly.
We've been waiting. We're long Tool fans. This album is a masturbatory act unto itself. Tool has gotten so far up their heads have gotten so far up their own asses, they cannot tell that, yes, it's abstract art and like high concept. We get that. We are the fans of that. But there is a point where you become so fucking pretentious. Exactly. And that's what this album is. It is pretentious fucking horseshit.
Yeah.
To me, and it's irredeemable.
So here's another hot take of mine.
But I'm sorry. No, my point is, I feel like we've been trolled. I feel like they did legitimate songs, and then they told the sound engineer, they're like, hey, here are 5 or 6 legitimate songs off of this fucking hour and a half, whatever.
Stretch it.
Stretch these songs to fucking 0.25 speed. So it's so fucking slow, they all go over 10 minutes. Yep. That's what it feels like.
I agree.
Dude, because there's meandering, of course I don't remember the fucking track.
How could you?
I think it's Descending Order. There's a track that's 4 minutes of nothing happening. Nothing.
It's not right, man. And look, right now I'm listening to Invincible, right? Nothing happened up until the 4 minute.
I think it's that one.
Yeah. Because when you're at the 3 minute mark,
I hate that one. I think that one I've skipped every fucking time.
And you know what the worst part is? You finally make it through that threshold, right? You go to where there's some action and some kind of movement, and it's the same thing as 10,000 Days.
Yeah.
So you finally make it, and then it's the same, pattern, rhythm, everything, baseline from 10,000 Days.
It's I was so like, get
the fuck out of here.
One song, and of course I can't remember the fucking track. It crescendos, of course, slowly to what the crescendo is in Jambi.
See, I was like, make it.
Dude, I remember listening to it, and I remember my eyes bugged out, and I was like, "Are you serious?" These songs, when you give it to that context, Felix, these songs feel like the rejected tracks from 10,000 Days.
Oh, absolutely.
And slowed down.
Absolutely.
Just to troll us.
Absolutely. Now, I will tell you this. If you agree with us that this album is a little on the weird side and it's just not consumable, it's just not a Tool album, I challenge you to listen to the new, the year-old Eat the Elephant album from A Perfect Circle.
Yeah, which is
because good. Not only is it good, Kevin, it confirms the fact that Keenan and that band have more, I don't want to say respect, but it's a band. it's a band versus art. You know,
Right? I know what you mean.
Yeah, like maybe Tool for them is just one big finale of art, this one big paint of a paintbrush or stroke of a paintbrush to finalize the whole thing. Fine, but they did not do that with the Eat the Elephant album. Eat the Elephant, right? Yeah, Eat the Elephant. So I challenge everyone to listen to it because out of all the the albums from A Perfect Circle, Three Libras, and all these other ones, and We Can Powerless, none of them sound the same. And because there's a couple of, I think some people in Tool are also producers on most of the.
I believe stuff. Doug Jones.
Yeah. Is that the Asian dude?
No, Doug Jones is the guitarist.
Yes, that sounds right. That sounds right. So there's both bands are the two sides.
But like, look at us, like, and we're talking about like band members. We are the fans.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what, man? I was let down. I told you when we were just building up to the podcast and talking about, all right, the single's going to come up soon. I would tell you, it was when Tool was starting to be streamed on Spotify and iTunes that I told you, man, for years I've been going to YouTube to listen to specific songs. So like we're fans.
Yeah, we were hyped.
And this is just the biggest like flop, man. In my opinion,
I remember on the podcast, it was a waste. I remember on the podcast I said, I hope that single, Fear Not, I'm like, I hope this is not showcasing what the album sounds like, because then I'm going to be really disappointed. And you know what? That's the shortest fucking track. Yeah. That's the shortest song. Man. And I can't even recommend this album. But the number of people that love it is to me astounding.
That's what I don't understand. Because
people are swearing by it. Dude, I have coworkers saying 10 out of 10 masterpiece.
No. I mean,
dude, what are you smoking?
And look, here's the thing. I'm not a monster, bro. Like for the most part, my taste in music is not set in stone. I'm not pretentious. I don't think that, what I like is good or you like is shit. I'm very flexible and agile with what other people will think and, their opinions. So I'll respect it. And if you tell me an album is good, I'll give it a chance.
Right.
I gave this a chance, and I know this isn't good.
It took me 5 chances.
So for you to tell me that, no, this is amazing, 10 out of 10, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah. So it makes you wonder, what is your view of Tool? Because it is definitely not the same as ours.
Right.
It's definitely not. If this was 10 out of 10 for you, what the hell was 10,000 Days? Was that 10 out of 10
Was that the 11 out of 10?
What the hell was Undertow?
I wish that to us, that's a 10 out of 10.
Exactly. So it's just, it's really annoying. But I stick with my thing. I would not recommend this album for anyone, to be honest. And it sucks because you would think we would totally be, into it or whatever. It's going to be a no for me.
To me, I love that. To me, this is a lullaby album because it's the ultimate background music.
It is. It is.
And
the
worst
part to anything.
And the worst part, if I want to play background music, I'm still not going to play this album.
No, there's so much better people.
Like we are literally listening to this possibly for the last time of the year that we're talking about. I am not returning to this fucking album.
No, never. I don't even have it saved on Spotify. That's how bad it's not on my library. I can't. I can't bring myself to listen to an hour and a half album that does 7 things at most. And as a musician, I don't want to be snobby about it or anything. But it's exactly what we had with 10,000 Days.
Right.
So, what I'm looking forward to, what I'm going to sacrifice my time to go through these thresholds to just end up exactly where, like I said, the riff of John Bay.
Yeah.
No, man, fuck that. I have better music. I'd rather give my time to guys like Charlie Robbins, to guys, like the Callous Dowboys and all these.
Jacob Zatecki that we.
Exactly. And what was that other band that the Shouted Us Out? From Slavia, the Slav boys, that we wanted a tank top from them and they were going to send it out. I forgot their name, but you get what I'm saying. I'd rather give my time to to local or smaller bands because, dude, they deserve it more. If you ask me, they deserve it more.
Yeah, especially that modern and in the conversation now, and of course relevant now.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. Fucking Tool made themselves relevant again by coming out with this fucking garbage of an album, but
you do this
at what cost?
You do this and you shoot yourself in the foot because now everyone is just going to be like, well, it's amazing, but
abyss above.
I'd rather give my stuff.
Friends of the fucking podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
My bad, bro. It's late. We've been at this. We've gone way overheated talking about this fucking album.
Don't blame us, guys. Yeah. Blame Tool.
It's funny. Abyss Above actually asked us, like, "Yo, we'll send you a tank top, even though we're not making tank tops." And I was like, "Yo, no, it's fine.
Man, no, it's
A regular T-shirt is
shows.
fine or whatever." And it's funny how, like, I think it was like the following week, they like posted. Let me see if I can show it to you. They posted like new shirts that they were printing, and they came out fucking dope looking. I was about to comment like, "Yo, I'll take one of those."
You know, I will more than happy rock, and this says a lot, man. So I hope you guys are listening. I would happily rock one of those shirts than a Tool shirt after this.
Oh man!
And I stand by those words because what Tool did with this album is, man, I hate to be so butthurt about it, but they really just shit all over Die Hard fans. Because they knew these guys aren't stupid. They knew what they were doing when they produced that. Dude, it's just one big jerk off of like, you're gonna like this album because we made an album and you're gonna swallow it. It feels
masturbatory because why? Why does one song have every band member doing a solo?
There's no need. Need. It's a waste of time of everyone, and it's not even good. That's what pisses me off. It's not even good. If it were good, then maybe I'll take it on the chin. But it's not, and every single song probably sounds the same. I didn't even listen to it. They probably sound the same.
The only one I could think of that sticks out is Tempest, the one that starts with the number 7 for no fucking reason.
You know what, Kevin? I wouldn't know. Dude, because I didn't fucking listen to it.
17 minutes.
Fuck that.
Even the redeeming song has an irredeemable length.
Do you know what I can do with 17 minutes?
Fuck.
I can put my phone to charge and it'll go 100%. I can fill my car with gas. I can do one paja. 1.5 maybe, depending on the day.
Dude, that's more.
And I can feed my fish.
That's more than the distance it takes for me from my house to get to work. More.
So you know how sometimes you pump yourself up on a song? You can't even do that with a song.
Yeah.
You'll get there right before, like at the hook. It's bullshit, man.
Well, we're sorry that we shout on this album, especially if you were a fan of it. There was no problems with it other than everything.
What did you like? I don't know, fucking everything.
So we will, as Felix alluded to, and I alluded to that this weekend, we will be going on another cruise, but together it will be my bachelor cruise.
Oh,
my bachelor party. So we will probably be dead fucking tired as we come back next Monday. We might not record. We might do something maybe later in the week. We don't know. As of now, there's not a whole lot of new releases coming out since school started of like new and notable that we care about. But there's still new music coming out, new music that we care about. So we'll try and figure out something for next week. If not, hey, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And maybe we'll fucking do something funny and review fucking Saint Anger or some shit. I don't know, man.
With all the shit that we've talked, I think we need to review Saint Anger at this point.
Hey, but if we got another comment about it, we might have to.
We'll fucking do it. Just one more comment. Yeah. I dare you guys to leave comments. And speaking of comments, leave a comment, smash the subscribe button, follow us on YouTube. Subscribe.
Leave a rating and a review on iTunes, Google Play Store, whatever the fuck it's called, Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify. That's like our most listeners are on listening to Spotify, and like it says YouTube. Please hit that subscribe button.
Smash that notification
button.
Once
again, we were Metal to the Core Podcast. We're Kevin and Felix. Stay metal.